Thank you, Toot, for the hydrate. I'll take a little sip of coffee here. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. We are back. We're doing a stitch with me. I am very excited to be back. Just gonna give people a few minutes to come on in, get comfy. Good morning, Kali. Welcome in. And good morning, Charles. Bongo right back at you. Alright. So hi, we're back. Look, I'm doing a stitch with me. You can see my person in real time. You guys know it's been a weird 2 weeks. I did make some fixes to my computer, so hopefully there will be no stream crashes today, which is what happened last week. Yeah, that's what happened last week, and it just... yeah. So yeah, we're back. We're stitching. I am working on this little tiny Quaker that I started as like a stress buster. I'm actually almost done, which is very weird to think about. I mean, I knew it was a small project, but I didn't realize it was like a I'm gonna finish this in 2 weeks project. So yeah, and then I'll be back to working on probably Dinosaur Forest, because I'm in an owl forest mood. But yeah. So this is the tiniest thing I've ever stitched. Like, I don't know if you guys can really see the scale, but like, This is 1/1 on 28 count even weave. It is so teensy, but I love the way it looks for this Quaker design. This pattern is from Just Cross Stitch magazine, I believe. Hey, good morning, Charlie. Glad you could catch a stream. So yeah, this was in the issue that just came out of either Just Cross Stitch or Cross Stitcher. I can't remember. Probably should remember, but I can't remember. It's called Quaker Posies. And it was done monochromatic with like a variegated thread. But I'm doing it, so I did, this is all DMC, just a solid DMC. Sorry. But each motif is a different shade of green. Hey Cruz, welcome in. Is it possible to backseat game this? Also, hello. And lurk. It is possible to backseat crafting. I would think entirely possible. You know, people could tell me, oh, you should be stitching English instead of Danish, or your crosses are going the wrong way, or, you know, loop start versus buried start. There's many variables that people could be coaching me on. Charlie, this is 28 count even weave, and I'm doing 1/1. So that means I'm using one strand of DMC where usually you would use two. And I'm doing it over one square. I moved my keyboard because usually my keyboard's right here. But because I'm so zoomed in for this project, I pushed my keyboard back, so cats. I made space for cats. Cruz says, I think English muffins and cheese danishes sound good right now. Get back seated. Yes, you did it. You did it perfectly, Cruz. English muffins and cheese danishes do sound really good. I had tortilla chips for breakfast because I didn't have that much executive function this morning. And that was what was here. So yeah, this thing is super tiny. I love it. Like, this is a 6-inch hoop. Like, it's so tiny. But I'm really enjoying, this is the first time I've worked on even weave. I'm really enjoying it. Like, I want to do all of the things on even weave now. Cruz and Charlie haven't eaten yet. You know, they say breakfast is the most important meal of the day, but that's just a theory. But yeah, I had tortilla chips for breakfast. And I'm gonna have a nice big lunch after stream. But I also have coffee and hydration. Cruz says it's impossible to have breakfast with these kids around. I send you much strength and patience. Pico, am I doing too much, like, streaming for you? Okay, bye. Now we just get Pico butt. I think she could feel the floss on her. That's why she was getting antsy. Send you cheese danishes. That would be better than strength. Alright, I'll send you cheese danishes. Oh, we might have to order Tim's. Or Panera, or some kind of baked goods now. Tim Hortons' new seasonal thing is white chocolate pistachio. and you guys know how I feel about pistachio flavored things. Toot is sending the cheese danishes now. They will be arriving via POW in 3 to 4 business months. If you guys have cats, are they currently shedding their winter coats? Because Pico Super is. Time to lurk so these kids don't try to kill each other. Good luck, Cruz. Thanks for the lurk. Appreciate it. So Pico is our longest furred cat and gets like when the winter coat starts coming off, it's just like you can steal the forbidden cotton candy. It's kind of addictive because you can only get about like 3 or 4 of them before she starts getting mad, so it's a little bit like a game. Like, what was that board game from the 90s? Don't Wake Daddy? Don't piss off Pico. How many tufts of winter shed can you get before you get bit? Pico, what? You can't give me Angie tail for cross-stitching during my cross-stitch stream. Look at this. I'm getting Angie tail for doing my job. But yeah, I'm really enjoying the process of stitching over one on the even weave, especially so I'm using this hoop that has like the extra groove that helps keep tension on the fabric, and I've got it like super tight, and it's just it's so good. I so enjoy just the tactile experience of stitching on this, which is why I wanted to like, of course I want to start another project on the even weave immediately. But I have whips I also wish to get done. I really want to get back to Dinosaur Forest. I know so Dinosaur Forest is my whip from Owl Forest Embroidery. And they just put out a new batch of charts. And I don't, like, every time I scroll through Owl Forest, I find something that I haven't seen before that says it's been released before, but I just haven't seen it, and it's something that I need to stitch. But no, I really want to get Dinosaur Forest done. It's just stuck in my brain right now. But this one is so close. So, it's, there's one more motif. It's right here. Like, it's a big circle with like a flower in the middle, and then I'm done. So there were 11 motifs altogether. There were like 5 big ones, 6 little ones. So I've been picking random shades of green. This was 366? 369? Maybe? This is like medium pistachio. This is dark pistachio. We've got this one up here was... I no longer know. I thought I knew. This one is 469. I remember that. And then this was 368 because I just did these. 700. 701. Can't remember what that one was. This was 3818. And now I'm working with 580. Holly says, do you find it tangles more or less than your normal size strands? Less. I do find that it tangles less. But when it tangles, it's a lot harder to undo. and when you have to frog, it's a lot harder to frog. So it's easier to stitch, harder to fix. Of course, some of that might be the fact that I'm using like a larger needle than is usually recommended for this size. I'm using a 26 instead of a 28. I mean, I'm not experiencing any difficulties with it, but I usually use a bigger needle than is called for. But yeah, so I find the experience of stitching on it to be just absolutely lovely. I wouldn't say much easier, but easier than stitching with 2 strands on Ada. But yeah, trying to frog stitches is a pain. And then with even weave, because of the structure of it, there's this thing where your thread can slip under the thread, and instead of a diagonal line, you get a straight uppy downy line. And that's kind of annoying because then you have to like unpick it a little bit and then like shift it over. Like you just have to like rearrange the stitch on the fabric a little bit, which isn't a problem with Ada. However, there's only one hole. Like, you know how sometimes on Ada, like you can go through the wrong like little hole? There's only one hole on even weave, so that's not an issue. You cannot split these strands. So yeah, so this is Platinum Jobelin, I believe. Charlie sent it to me, actually. Charlie sent us a bunch of random fabrics to try, and there was a little stack of even weave in there. So this was the smallest piece of it. As you can see, this is not like the most perfectly placed for maximum usage of this fabric. But I honestly didn't know how big it would be. I didn't measure or do any kind of calculations. I just started stitching because that was what my brain needed at the time. And it is from a magazine, so it's a digital pattern, but it's also not a digital PDF pattern that goes into Pattern Keeper. So it's pretty much like I scanned a paper pattern into Pattern Keeper. So I don't know how many stitches total it is. I don't know how many more stitches I have. I don't know any of the percentages or anything. I've just been stitching. The one thing with the even weave is that I do find it difficult to stitch Danish. So that's when you like go across a row doing one leg at a time and then come back and do the second leg. Just because I find it difficult to see which ones I've crossed and uncrossed. Hi Gwen, are you giving me an ancient hydrate? Good morning, good morning. But yeah, I find it difficult to see like which stitches have been crossed and uncrossed, whereas when I'm doing them English, I just did them, so they haven't had time to fall out of my short-term memory most of the time. Because if I need to like fix something or get a closer look at these stitches, it's glasses off stitching up to my nose. Get my microscope out? I might have to. A magnifying lens would legit help with this. This color was a bit of a struggle, this 368. it's the lightest one and it's the closest to the color of the fabric. So I was struggling a little bit finding the stitches on this. I'm sure I missed one somewhere. Oh, thank you for the hydrate, Toot. This is a 28 count Jobelin. I'm doing 1/1. Or, as Toot says, it's at least 3. Yeah, it was an adventure, it was an experiment. There was no thought or planning that went into this, I just kind of started it. Which is not how I should approach projects. Not how I usually approach projects. Usually I do a lot of thinking about them beforehand. Unless it's that Mama Witch possum coffee. So what are you guys working on? Let me know. It's Saturday morning. Good morning to have some coffee, some cozy stitching, or knitting, or crocheting, or paying your taxes, or whatever it is you must do on this cozy Saturday morning. Toot is stitching on the raccoons, which are so close to being done. Raccoons until you perish. Please do not perish from raccoons. Ellie says, time to start a new knitted project, but forgot to wind yarn, so we'll wait until break. Yeah. What are you gonna work on? Did you finish the colorwork sweater? The one with the band at the bottom? Because that was looking so good. Gwen is going to be lurking while trying to get their burnt out self to do all the chores. Oh, that sounds relatable. You did! I will be real honest, Toot and I have been not super active in the Discord the last week or so. Just with everything going on. So if you did post pictures, I must have missed them and I am sorry. An old guy, welcome in, good morning. You're stitching the leaves around there's good pattern? There are a lot of them, but the words are all done? Nice. Yeah, I left the words to the last because I knew they would go the fastest. Did all the leaves first. Oh, welcome in. Thanks so much for joining us. Gwen says that's where I am too. You got the outlines done and you got one of the inside colors done? Nice. And JC, welcome. I swear Twitch ads are getting weirder. Did you know that if you have an Amazon Prime account, you can connect it to your Twitch account and get a free sub to any of your favorite creators, which would mean no ads. Thank you for letting me get that transition in. Yeah, the Twitch ads are off the wall sometimes. Thank you, thank you. Kelly says, I think I legit forgot to post last weekend when I finished. Okay, well, I would love to see it because I really love that pattern. I think... Did someone post it? Okay, go Gwen. Do all the things. Thank you. I'll go take a look on the break. What was I saying? I'm trying to think back. Leaves. We were talking about the leaves. We were talking about the pattern. Talking about not being in the Discord. Talking about... Ah, yes. I don't know if I posted the link, someone posted the link in our Discord yet, but if not, I will post it after stream. There's a designer on Ravelry who is retiring and offering all of their patterns for free. Some gorgeous lace and color work and cabled stuff. You want to check those out. Can I remember the name of the designer? No. But Charles shared it with me this morning and it was very pretty. Ah, Jay-Z, you saw it too? Some of the segues that Jay-Z comes out with in the Hangouts have become community memes. Best one was that speaking of people with names. That's pretty good. I like that one. The best segues are the ones where you go speaking of, and it's nothing that you were speaking of, but it's where it's like 6 steps down your train of thought. Or you say speaking of, and it's something that you were discussing like 3 hours ago. So yeah, if you guys just hopped in, I am working on the pattern Quaker Posies from the latest issue of Just Cross Stitch. I'm doing it 1/1 on 28 count Jovelin, and I just picked a different shade of green DMC for every motif, and I am on the final motif. This was my anxiety stress project. I did not expect to completely finish it within like 2 weeks. But here we sit, and I'm pretty excited about it, because I think it looks great. And it is so heckin' small. Like, just the sheer scale of it. Let me see if I can bring it up to the camera again. This camera isn't the best at focusing, but like, you can kind of get an idea of just how dainty these stitches are. I love these flowers. I don't know how well you can see them, but they've got like a very slight backstitch outline. They're very pretty. Zoom and enhance. Yeah, that's what I need. I think after I finish this one, I'm feeling Dinosaur Forest, so that's going to be my new focus project. Because I think right now I don't have the executive function to switch projects. I just need to work on one thing. And I just need to get that thing out and make it accessible. Holly says my favorite was when me and a fellow ADHD coworker finished a thought a week later and we both just went with it. Yeah, that I love when that happens, that kind of ADHD syncope. Busy has never done a Quaker. This is my first one. This is my very first one. And yes, it's the Owl Forest dinos. I went deep down an Owl Forest rabbit hole the other night instead of doom scrolling, and there are like at least 6 of their patterns that I am wanting to add to my queue. My ever-expanding queue. You want the dinos so bad? Yeah, they had a sale. Like, they very rarely have pattern sales. They had a pattern sale, so I picked it up. And then some of you might remember that incredible chaos stream where we as a community picked out blends to replace the hand dyes. That was a lot of fun. So, and this third iteration of it is going quite well. So I think that the project is no longer cursed. I think I've broken the dinosaur curse. But yeah, this has been just like a really sweet little pattern. I think it would be a good introduction to Quakers. But we are coming up on ads. So what I'm going to do is we're going to go and take a little break. So if you are watching on Twitch, I'm going to run 3 minutes of ads. You're not going to miss anything. If you're watching on YouTube, just enjoy the vibes. Get up, stretch, hydrate, unshrimp, do all the things. And I will see you back here in just a few minutes. Hi guys, we're back. I hope you had a lovely break. Toot has put up the prediction. So we are going to do a treat eat today, which means you guys get to guess whether Pow is going to go for kiwis or bananas first in the treat eat. The contenders today are kiwis and bananas. So Kali was asking... Anyway, we were talking about how difficult it is to work with this. And like I said, it is pretty difficult to fix knots and things like that. As you can see, my back is a little bit of a disaster. Like, I'd say even more of a disaster than my backs usually are. There's just something about working with the one thread that makes any mistake just that much more difficult to fix. Like as soon as I feel like the resistance of a knot, I go and check it out now. I'm learning the ways. Yay, and this is placed correctly. Excellent. Yay, Kali's back! Wound the yarn! Let's heckin' go! I am actually... Oh! Nicely done, Toot. Nicely done. I actually have to... That's one of the things that I can get out of the way pretty easily is the yarn stash. We're moving. I don't... Like, if you're not... I think most people know at this point that we're moving and packing, and that's why we've been so absent for the last little bit. So now whenever like I think of anything, it's like, oh, how am I gonna pack that? Yarn? How am I gonna pack that? I have to do laundry. Ooh, clothes. How am I gonna pack that? Toot has been a frickin' powerhouse when it comes to the packing. I feel like I've packed like 2 boxes. Old guy, we found a place that we want. We have applied for it. Now we play the waiting game. So yeah, let everybody knock wood a little bit. Let's all knock wood, cross some fingers, do whatever, throw salt over your shoulder, whatever you need to do. Let's all do that. But no, we have not yet signed a new enclosure. But it has not been as difficult as people were telling us to find a place that would take the whole family, which was our biggest worry. We actually yesterday we did too much yesterday. So today is going to be a nice chill day. I got some tidying to do. I want to sweep the floors. You know, just kind of catch up on stuff and relax. I feel like feel like I could finish this today. I'm not gonna push myself to, but I feel like I could. It's going really fast. I don't know why. Could be something to do with the monochromatic stitching, could be something to do with just the different feel of the fabric and the floss. Because I'm still doing full crosses. I'm in the zone, JC says. Yeah, that could be it. One thing that a lot of people do for full coverage on high count, like 25 count even weave, is they do 2 strands over 1 stitch, but they do it just the half cross. And I don't like, I can't make it work in my head how that gives you the full coverage of the square, but I want to try it. Old guy asks, have you ever tried stitching over 2 for 28 count? I have not yet. What did I just do? Yeah, okay, fine. I haven't yet. I am planning to. I think probably after I finish this, I'm just going to do some like tests in the edges, some marginalia. Because when I started this, I just kind of grabbed the smallest piece of fabric and started somewhere in the middle. I didn't measure or anything like that, so I have a lot of extra fabric around. So I think I'm just going to do a little bit of test. I want to test the 2 over 1/2 cross, and I want to test 2 over 2 full cross, and just see how I like that. I know with 2 over 2, so that would be, well, the boxes here are super teeny, right? So if I was doing 2 over 2, instead of doing, I'm just gonna do it in the middle here, over like 1 square, I would go over 2 squares. You cannot see that at all. I don't know why I'm trying to demonstrate that. So it would be like a full 14 count stitch, which now looks enormous, because this is pretty much all I've been stitching on. Yeah, 2 over 2 would be equivalent to 14 count, because you divide 28 by 2. Although I actually did just work on 14 count, but it was different. I was working on my hoodie, my tattoo hoodie. I finished my stormtroopers. So I'm really happy with these guys. Okay, says the counting would drive me crazy for 2 over 2. That would be my worry. But I feel like maybe once you get into the flow of it, it would be easier. I don't know. I don't know. JC says, last year I switched between an 18 count and a 14 count project, and my brain was so baffled by how big the stitches were to the point I thought I was doing something wrong. Yeah, that's definitely how it feels. So this is my tattoo hoodie project. You guys might remember I started over here with my void pendant, and then I did some stitching over here. You guys chose my tattoo and we did a soot sprite over here, and I gave the soot sprite an extra little candy to give to Mothman. So what started this project, the reason that why I bought this hoodie in the first place, is I had 2 Star Wars t-shirts that no longer fit me, but I wanted to keep them. And my plan was I was going to put one t-shirt, the big motif, on the back, and then I was going to do parts of the other one like on the sleeves and stuff. So the other one, it was 3 cartoony stormtroopers, and one of them had a speech bubble and it said "move along," because it's from the, you know, these aren't the droids you're looking for scene in the first movie, and then the stormtroopers are like, these aren't the droids we're looking for, move along, move along. So these were the first things that were going to go on the sweater in the first place, So that's why there's 3 of them. That's why I did them all at once. And then I kind of like freehand embroidered the words "move along." I had originally charted them, but I didn't leave enough space on my strip of waste canvas to actually stitch them the way that I had charted them. So I freehanded that, because my plan is to kind of fill in some of these gaps with little embroidery and stuff. So, well, guy says, I remember when you started the sweatshirt project. Yeah, I can't, like, I've done like the entire bottom of the sleeve, which is so cool. And hi, Lady K, welcome in. Welcome in, welcome in. The freehand move along is giving emo band vibes. It really is. Like, it really, really is. I added the small coffee cups last week. I did these 2 coffee cups and then like this heart band-aid kind of at the same time. Toot's been working on theirs. I actually have to pull out the threads from their latest edition. Need to do that after stream. But yeah, these are like Stardew coffee mugs. And then this was from a perler bead pattern. And then these were perler bead patterns as well. I really love the way that they turned out. I was worried that I wouldn't get good enough coverage with the white, but I think it stands out really well on the teal. Like, really well. But yeah. So yeah, now I'm not sure if I want to keep working up the one sleeve and finish one sleeve completely, or if I'd like to start working on the other sleeve. I have to figure that out, but not for a while. I want to do some dinosaur forest first. Thank you, Lady K. Hello, Orly. Are you here? Were you waiting for me to go to work? Mondays, am I right? Yeah, you can settle. You can't headbutt my hand. There's a needle in it. Okay, we're just gonna love. No settle, only love. When Lady K said good morning. Good morning to you, Orly Girly. Early's my little work buddy. Because when I'm working on Cozy DH stuff, I usually set up in the other room. So early in the mornings after she gets up, she kind of like, she gets some food, she gets a drink, and then she walks into the other room and waits for me. But she always walks into the other room with this like total air of like, all right, back to the grind. Mondays, am I right? Thanks for the lurk, Jay-Z. Good luck with the chores. And then if I don't go in there, she comes and finds me. Little secretary. Thank you for the hydrate, Lady K. Oh, nope, we're not doing that. Sorry guys, be right back. Hi guys, I'm back. Hi Earls. You're okay, baby. I know. We all get like that sometimes. It's okay. It says the true early experience. Thank you, Gwen, for the pro streamer. Poor baby. Yeah, she's okay. She eats her food too fast, and then she gets anxious. So, yeah. But yeah, she's okay. She also doesn't like doing it on my desk. She gets really, like, not upset, but, like, embarrassed about it. Yeah. Cool. Alright, you want to lay down? We're gonna do some stitching, okay? You're gonna... yeah, you can settle there. You can settle over here. Yeah. Yeah. You can love my hands. Okay. Just love my hands carefully. I am holding a pointy needle. Alright, you guys got about 7 minutes there to get your guesses in for the POW treat. Well, guy says your voice sounds great. Fully recovered now? Yes. As recovered as I ever get. But thank you. Yes, I am feeling much better than I was. I am still having some lung issues, but my voice is back, and yeah, I'm happy to be back streaming. I have really missed streaming. It's so fun. It's so good. Milk. Lit milk. Hi, Milk. Welcome in. Thank you so much for dropping by. It says fully recovered isn't a thing that happens here, sadly. Yeah. Yep, that's the reality of living with long COVID and chronic illness. Is things never really truly go away. I guessed your name. Split milk. That was a tricksy one. I was gonna say something. It's originally spilt milk, but I change it every now and then to confuse people. It worked. It did work. Your name is Milk, though. Nice to meet you as well, Milk. Are you also a crafter? Are you also doing some cozy crafting on this lovely morning? Pow actually moved at all? Yeah, Pow's moved. There she is. Huh. Well, guy says the name change is not worth crying over. Alright. Alright. That... Points. You get several points awarded for that. Yes, you do craft, but right now you're in Japan? Oh, cool. Very cool. And thank you so much for the follow, making you our 300th follower! Yay! We made our goal! I feel like I've been fluctuating around like the 2,895 mark for a long time. So yay! Thank you so much! Thank you everybody for being here. And sticking with me. I know we've had a lot of change-ups to the channel, but I super appreciate you all. And yes, thank you for the follow. Thank you for all of you for following. Thank you for following me from YouTube to Twitch, back to YouTube. I love you all. Go take care of the things, Milk. We'll still be here. I was gonna say something, and it was gonna be about Toot. And it wasn't about how Toot is a gremlin. Although, Toot has been a gremlin lately, and it's been hilarious. Oh yeah. Toot has been doing so much stitching. So much stitching. And like, so they're working on the raccoons, right? Which is like 2,000 stitches for being done, which is insane. It's gigantic. But then in between that, they've just been pumping out all kinds of stuff and a bunch of shop samples for me, which I so appreciate. They are a machine, and they're the only reason that the shop has samples half of the time, because I can't stitch fast enough. One of them that I was going to show you I left in the other room, so I'm not going to show you right now, but it is coming out next week. Yeah. Gwen says, I heard the hype from the other room. Yeah, I know, the Twitch alerts are super loud. I turned them down, so hopefully the next one will not blow out your ears. But this is one that they just finished. It's so cute. It's a little possum in a strawberry hood. This is going to be the freebie for May. You guys will be able to pick up this pattern for free. Yeah, little possum, just strawberry hood. And April's freebie just went out too. It's a teapot dragon. Which was based on art by Orchid, stitched by Sai. So very much a community effort there, which is very cool as well. And I love that. I love that we've got a community like that, that works together on art. But yeah, got stuff happening, exciting stuff happening. Oh dear. Bella's coming. We may see a small war. No, Bella's over there. Okay, it's fine. Okay. Yeah, you're fine. Well, guy says I downloaded the Teapot Dragon and it is now in my queue, but my tiny garden is falling behind. Oh no! There is no behind with the sows. There is only cozy. Take your time. Take your time. Only cozy, only relax. But I'm glad you're enjoying Tiny Garden. I had so much fun designing that one. The last clue that came out on Monday was the Friends clue, which was all the small creatures in the garden coming to play. And that one was so much fun to put together. Alright, but it is almost time for our treat eat. Okay, says I can't wait to stitch the snake and the butterflies. Yes, yeah, and I put a little bit in the description of the... I put a little bit in the description of the what am I saying? On the front cover of the PDF, there's a little thing about different species of snakes and bats and stuff that lives in your area. If you want to look into that and put that in your garden instead of the ones that I charted. But yeah, let's switch over to the POW cam now, because it is time for a treat eat. We have my lovely assistant Toot. How did Pow knock down her hydrometer? No one knows. So today's treat contenders are banana versus kiwi. It'll be interesting to see which one becomes the winner. How? You want one? Oh, she smells. She sniffs. See if we can zoom in. Oh, too far. I think he says because Pow is Pow. Nope. Pow is Pow, and that is why there is just total destruction. Total destruction in the enclosure. We got her these little fairy houses. Just for something for her to knock over. We like giving her things in her enclosure that she gets mad at because it's good enrichment for her to knock stuff over and drag stuff around. Oh, is she coming? Oh, she's coming. She would like some treats. What's it gonna be, pal? Is it gonna be banana? Is it gonna be kiwi? Is it gonna be looking dead into the camera and threatening us? Are you going to try and leave the enclosure to eat one of the cats? Lady K says, so one of Pow's passions is interior decorating. Noted. Oh, I think this might be a clear winner for banana. Oh, or old guy's waiting for the fake out move. Yeah. She has not taken a bite yet. Oh, there we go. Yeah, it is banana. The winner is, in fact, banana. Mother, cease touching me. I must eat. Gwen was betrayed. Lady K has been vindicated. All right, let me give out some points for that. Let me give out some points for that. The winner was Sweet Discs. Banana. And thank you, Toot, for doing that. The treat eat has become like just so fun to do. I'm hoping as the as it warms up and we get more fruit in season, that we'll be able to do some more interesting combinations and things like that. The way she watches the camera, it's like she knows we're here. So if you guys haven't had your breakfast or your snacks yet, you should follow Pow's lead. Grab something to eat. I am going to have a delicious sub for lunch after stream. Then I'm gonna clean the house. I'm very excited about cleaning the house today. You ever get in one of those moods where like you just want things to be tidy? You're just like, this enclosure needs a good sweeping out, and I have the time and the spoons. It's gonna be clean. Lady K is a coffee gremlin. Happy with coffee. Gwen is having breakfast now. Good. I am playing Floss Chicken for absolutely no reason, so let me just finish this off. Bella. Why are you tail flicking at me, baby? Is it because I was touching you but not petting you? Hi, Bells. I'm trying to think if there's any of the cats that you guys don't get to see a lot of on screen. Toot says that they are having energy drinks for all of their meals today. This is, in fact, false. Although, with all of their meals may be a little bit true. I will just try to keep their heart from exploding. You feel like you don't see Orange Boy often? Yeah, she's asleep right next to me, like she's right there, but she rarely comes on the desk. But she is a frequent visitor when I'm not streaming. Like, I never get Bella on my desk when I'm not streaming, and she's always here during stream. Oh, oh. No, you can't play with that. That was string. You cannot play with string. Oh. Okay, Pow's done. Pow is done. Are you done? Are you faking us out again? Oh, yep, she's coming back. Lady K says, let Toot taste infinity as their heart goes hummingbird. It is enrichment. No. No. Toot says she was in the middle of something when I opened the door, to be honest. Yeah, I thought she might have been. Was Pal looking for the secret hidden kiwi? Is there a hidden kiwi in there? I see no hidden kiwi. Eh, she'll eat her fruit. Oh, you gave Croc Friend one. Okay, so I just can't see it from here. Bella, I need that. Okay, thank you. Bella just closed my pattern. It's fine. It's whatever. And now Pow is hatching the bananas. Okay. Woo! Okay. There's slight chaos going on here. Alright, we're loving Bella. Like, look at this. We're loving Bella. Toot says she's making banana kiwi wine, and Gwen says she's making a smoothie. Yeah, I'd say either one is, pretty reasonable. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. Sorry, this is no longer a stitching stream. This is just a cat stream. There is only cats. Alright. Hal, go do what you were doing. It's fine. So I don't know. This reminded me of something. I don't know how you people who are not as gloriously rotund as I am manage your stitching. Like, I use my stomach as a stand all the time. Like, right now it's holding my stitching up. And, like, most of the time when I'm stitching, it's, like, right here. Like, my stomach's here, and my stitching goes here, and it's perfectly placed. Or, like, it makes a great rest for things. Shrimp pose, Lady K says. Okay. That's why your back's hurt, because I'm sitting completely straight up right now. You are looking into a desk stand? That's good. I've got a little stand here. I've actually been using it less since I started using the hoop. I don't know if it's just that I can't get like a good angle on it or what, but I've been doing a lot of stitching just with my holding the hoop, because the hoop's super light, and then when I'm in the middle of when I need to do something that isn't stitching, it just goes on the stomach like that. Ellie says, before I got my stand, I rested my frame on my breastbone, like up here. I mean, I guess that would work if you had like a super large frame. Also, you can use your cats as a stand. It doesn't always work, but you can do it. Isn't that right, Bells? Are you a good stand? Yeah, Pau's going for her kiwi now. Lady K says, use chest shelf to fix back posture, but neck hates that pose too. I can see that. Okay says, I'm sitting at my computer, so my posture is not great. I think I need to get more light so I don't need to lean forward so much. That's true. Good lighting does also help with the whole posture situation. I've got a standing lamp behind me that has like the reading lamp attached with on the little gooseneck that you can move around. And that works out great for me. I just have to remember that I can move the gooseneck. Because like every now and then it'll just from shifting around, it'll be more behind me and I'll have to like lean sideways or lean this. Like you can kind of see the shadow happening. So I'll start leaning in one direction to get the light, and then I remember that I can move the light so I don't have to lean. Okay, says right now I'm watching you on half of my desktop screen and following a pattern on the other half. Nice. I like working like that. Like I'll usually have a video or a Twitch stream or something open on one side or in one corner, and then whatever I'm working on the other. I did confirm that my graphics card can do dual monitors. That's something I'm going to be looking into. I thought for the longest time that it could not. I was just a silly person and didn't realize that it had display ports on it. But yeah, I've usually got some kind of media going on one half of my screen. Lately it's been Spirit City, which is the background game that I have playing while I'm doing my co-working streams. They just did a kitchen DLC, so there's like new spirits and stuff to unlock. So I've been grinding the cozy productivity game. Ben says, right, I'm going to be computer shopping soon, and dual monitors is one of my non-negotiables. I've never actually had a dual monitor setup at home. I've had them at work before, and I do really like them. So I'm gonna, and it'll be good for streaming. It would have been great for when I was streaming video games, which, you know, could happen again on August 27th. I don't know how many of you watched the Nintendo Direct, but, and I'm sure I've said this on stream before. Hey Kat, welcome in! Welcome in, welcome in. Are you hydrating, son? I'm sure I've said this on stream before. Thank you for the hydrate, Toot. Ooh, thank you for the hydrate, Kat. I did it again. I am hydrating. I have coffee in my Yeti mug, which is not a Yeti brand mug. It is a mug that is actually a Yeti. And I have Dr. Pepper. But yeah, I don't know if you guys watched the Nintendo Direct, and I know I've said it on the channel before, that Harvest Moon Grand Bazaar was my favorite is hands down my favorite Harvest Moon game. It was one of the DS titles. I never in a million years expected Story of Seasons to do a remake of it, but they are. I literally gasped. We were watching the Direct and they announced Grand Bazaar and I gasped out loud with excitement. So I will be completely in gaming mode as soon as that comes out. Like, I am probably going to dig out the DS and my copy of Grand Bazaar and play a little bit now. But, yeah. Story of Seasons, Grand Bazaar, August 27th. I am so excited. But yes. Hi, Blue-Eyed Cat. Cat also stream on Twitch. Do cross-stitch. Go follow. Is nice. Also has Air Hydrate at a very low channel point redeem rate. Lady K says, I like my dual monitor setup, just need to get better about cooling so that I can stream without overheat shutdown. Yeah. Yeah, that's one thing I'm gonna have to be aware of in my next iteration of Scrap Trap. Little Guy says, I prefer to stitch while on the couch, which is why I tend to use paper patterns. I have a tablet loaded with Pattern Keeper, and that's like its primary function is to just be portable digital patterns. Otherwise I would probably be a paper pattern person because I like being able to have my pattern portable. I don't know why I was looking for another word. Charlie's gonna hop off, but you enjoyed stitching along with us. You're almost finished January in your magical year. Yay! Alright, Corey, Alright, Charlie, have a good day. We will talk to you later. And enjoy. Magical Day is another one of Magical Year. Is another one of my free patterns. It's a temperature sal. If you guys do temperature sal stitching, where basically one little motif equals one day, and then you track the temperature, your mood, or whatever. So I did a version of that called Magical Year, and it's available in all the regular places. Thank you, Kat. Thank you. Kat says I love the colors on this pattern. So this is called Quaker Posies by I don't remember the designer. It is from just Cross Stitch magazine, the latest issue, and it was all done monochromatically in a variegated floss. But what I did is I've just been grabbing random shades of green for each motif. So I started with like a dark pistachio, and then this is a medium pistachio. I'm working with 580 right now. I can't remember all of them. This is Emerald 3818. This is 469, 700, 701. Okay, says I'm drinking Tim Hortons medium roast coffee. I remember you telling me it's not as good as it used to be. It's not, no. McDonald's snaked the coffee supplier for Tim Hortons when they were opening their McCafe brand in Canada. And so now McDonald's coffee is what Tim Hortons coffee used to be. But Tim Hortons still has kind of like the brand hold on the country. I actually had like kind of a, I don't know, a little sad moment yesterday. Happy sad, you know, like a happy sad moment. We were heading off on our big day and we stopped at Tim Hortons and I got a medium decaf double. And I remembered in that moment that my grandpa's order was always a small decaf double. That was his order. And like when I was little. I was a very small DH. We would walk down to the Tim Hortons together. That was like our treat. We'd walk down to the Tim Hortons and he would get his coffee. And he would get me like a donut or something, whatever I wanted, hot chocolate. And that was like our thing when I went to visit him. So, and then I remembered like just, and I haven't thought about that in a long time. And then yesterday when you're in the drive-thru, I like had like a flashback, you know? It was funny. We actually, it's gonna sound a little bit morbid, but we actually went to the Tim Hortons where he always went, because this was back when they had actual dishes. So if you weren't taking it to go, you would get a mug of, like a china mug of coffee. So when he passed, we actually went to the Tim Hortons, who are, of course already knew because it was like a tiny town. And we got they gave us one of the small mugs and we tucked it in with him, in the coffin. So yeah, that was like, it was such a weird like flash of memory yesterday. Kat says I was sad when our Tim Hortons left my area. Lady K says, oh, those moments of good sudden nostalgia. Milk, welcome back. Milk is back. Bella's still here. Yeah, I think we're getting Tim Hortons after stream. I think that's gonna be a thing that happens. I've reached the bottom of the circle. One thing I love about Quakers is these really like sharp cutoffs in the middle of motifs. I love that vibe. It's very, I don't know, it seems very modern, but at the same time it's a Quaker. It's very old school, but it also feels like a very modern I don't know, graphic thing that you would see now. So I've reached the bottom of my circle, so I just have to like finish the little dip there, and then there's like a vase of flowers coming out this way. That'll be done. But yeah, this might be a finish today. And I still can't get over how tiny it is. Like, look how tiny it is. This is a 6. The thing I love about Quakers, gonna go take that out of context now. Yeah, I love me some Quakers. I love what they do with their grains and their oatmeal and stuff and such. It's so tiny. This is a 6-inch frame. It's so tiny. I have like cute aggression over it. All cozy in bed now, Milk. Nice. Nice. I can share my cute aggression about my tiny little stitch. Because this is like 94, this is like 100 stitches tall. And can you imagine, so this is 28 count, right? So this is, if this was on 14 count, this would be a quarter of the full size. If this was on a regular 14 count Ada, it would be from here to here, down to here, and over to, like, it would be large. Might fall asleep on this stream. Perfect. That's exactly what I like. I love when people fall asleep, get some crafting done, take a nap. Olga says, I'm afraid my eyes couldn't handle 28 count over 1 without magnification. I'm pretty good with it. There have been a couple of times when it's been over here. Lady K says it is very lovely. I love the darkest green pattern. Yeah, I really do. I started with that one. But I think my favorite is still this one here with that very, very faint backstitch around these 2 flowers. Oh, so pretty. So I think more Quakers are in my future. There's one that I want to do, and it's the coffee Quaker. You've probably seen it. And it says, first I drink the coffee, and then there's like a bunch of Quaker motifs with coffee pots and things around it. I think I'd like to do that one. And then there's a... speaking of friggin' Owl Forest, she has a pumpkin Quaker that looks amazing. And then a turtle Quaker, which looks adorable. I think that would be really cute on like a hand-dyed bluey green. Hey Cryptic, welcome in. Welcome in. I hope you are doing well. Just catching up on chat here. But it says 28 count even weave backstitch. It wasn't that bad, honestly. Okay, says there are some cool Quaker patterns. I remember one with a whale. Yeah, there are some really... people do some really cool things with Quakers. Oh, you're signed into the wrong account. So our buddy Cryptic, wonderful Faz horror streamer here on Twitch. Go follow Cryptic Survival and go follow Cryptic Entity. Both fantastic channels. Great vibes, good to hang out with. And Charles, thank you so much for the resub. Thank you, thank you. Oh, 11 months, that is almost a year. But has it only been 11 months at the same time? That is almost a year. Cryptic's here now. Stream Deck button, open the wrong Chrome profile. Stream Deck issues. We are working on my anxiety project, which is almost finished, so I need a new anxiety project, perhaps. But speaking of Phasmophobia streamers, before I move off the topic, Toot is still streaming. Let's see if Bella will allow me to do this. Okay. Toot is still streaming Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Sunday, life events permitting. So if you want some lovely horror ASMR from our resident Chaos Goblin, they will be live. I believe we are planning on church tomorrow morning. We're trying to stick to the regular schedule as much as possible. Well, Toot is. I am not going to be doing my Monday, Thursday streams. I'm just going to be doing the Stitch with me on Saturday. Depends. But actually, we have to go and do an ad break now. So I'm going to switch us over to the break screen. Let's see if I can get this to work. Go grab a stretch, eat a hydrate, do things. Okay, bye. Hello, hello. We are back. Hello. Cryptic is going to go find out what a strack is. Thank you. And Cheryl said, took me a while to get onto Twitch instead of YouTube. Yeah, I remember you were a YouTube main for a long time. I do like dual streaming because I know a lot of people don't use Twitch or prefer YouTube. But I know that it does sometimes feel like you can miss out some of the conversation if you're just on YouTube. But yeah, I know several people in our community have joined us specifically through YouTube, which is amazing. Because I mean, I used to make multiple YouTube videos. I was trying to release one every week for a while there. I mean, when I was doing the gaming stuff, I was trying to do one every day, which was just, it was a lot. It was a lot. Cryptic says 100% can. I'm scared of multi-streaming. I miss enough. Last night is an example on Twitch alone. Yeah, you've also got a busier chat than I do. I mean, you've got a larger community, busier chat. You've got the sound alerts, which would be super distracting for me. There's a good reason why I don't have sound alerts. And that's because I find them very distracting. I have enough trouble keeping my train of thought as it is. Although I do kind of want to get some custom sounds for like my hype, not my hype train, for my subs and redeems and things like that. I can just never find the right ones that I'm thinking of. I forgot about the squirrel command. Does that count as a squirrel? Yeah, you're already thinking of scaling them back some, maybe just have Blurp, Hydrate, and a few others. Yeah. Like, I like them for redeems that do something. If that makes sense. I might put one in for aliens, like, just get a little clip of my man Giorgio talking. Thank you for the Hydrate, Cryptic. Thank you for the aliens, Toot. Oh, Milk, I'm so sorry. Milk says it's hot in here, but you're dying, but it's cold outside. Yeah, I feel that. All right, aliens fact. I didn't pull up my aliens. Usually I like refresh myself on my aliens notes before stream, but I didn't do that. What haven't we talked about? We've talked about the Wedge of Ayud. We've talked about Om Seti. We've talked about we talked about the pyramids being hydrogen generators. We've talked about the sarcophagus of the king. Oh shoot, what's his name? Okay, this one is going to be a little bit less because I haven't looked it up, but here we go. So there is a king of the Incas. There was a king of the Incas, a god king. And he was credited with, you know, building civilization and teaching people how to read and building all these like megalithic structures and that kind of thing. And you know, he disappeared up into the sky one day and then he came back and then he built all this stuff. That kind of legend that a lot of ancient alien theorists attribute to, well, they went up into the sky because either they were aliens or they were taught by aliens. So, Viracocha. His name is Viracocha. I remembered this. South America, Viracocha. And there's a statue of Viracocha in one of the megalithic sites. And the statue is very unique because it's a statue of a man. It's a statue of a person. But he has a beard. And South American people do not grow long, luxurious beards. Like, that's just... The indigenous people there just did not have that physiology. So, the theory that ancient alien theorists propose is either that Viracocha was a person from like Europe who somehow traveled to South America, or that he was one of the so-called Nordic race of aliens, but that he was not in fact from South America, because he had this like big luxurious beard, which was not a feature present on the men at the time. So they're saying that because that is out of place, that is evidence that there was extraterrestrial involvement during the reign of Viracocha. There you go. That's your ancient alien fact for today. And thank you for the disclaimer, Toot. I have not watched Ancient Aliens in a while. I only have one season left to go from the stuff that I stuff that I have. I think there's more seasons, but I'm like, I don't want to finish it, so I haven't been watching it. Yeah. Alright, I have to count to 13, so good luck if you're also counting. 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13 on the button. God, I'm good. I'm not good. One thing, so we were talking about eyes, small fabric, bad eyes. One thing that I found has been really helpful, because this is a light colored fabric. The super tight tension, this tension is beautiful. Like, I could drum on this tension. It is beautifully tight, which is spreading the Ada so you can see the holes really easily. And also with even weave, you don't get, there's only one hole. Like, the threads are dense, so your needle kind of like slides around them instead of accidentally going through the middle. So it is easier to find the hole. And that is a sentence that you can take out of context all you like. So, speaking of Harvest Moon, Grand Bazaar, Story of Seasons Grand Bazaar, August 27th, that I'm so excited for. So I was Googling to see, Richard says, I just realized my mind is not in the right frame for Stitch talk. Yeah. I was Googling to see if the new Story of Seasons Grand Bazaar game would let you romance all of the 12 potential candidates, not just the opposite gender of the character that you chose to play. So I googled that, and then Google like totally came for me, and all of the suggested searches were like, can you be gay in Story of Seasons? Can you be gay in Story of Seasons Mineral Town? Can you be gay in Harvest Moon A Wonderful Life? And I'm like, okay, that's what I was asking, but like, seriously, Google, you don't have to tell on me like this. So it appears, we don't know for sure, but you can probably be gay in Grand Bazaar, which is very exciting. Gwen says, is it possible to do quarter stitches, pin stitches on even weave when working 1/1? I have no idea. I would say no. I would say no. Because trying to split these strands would be incredibly hard. I would not want to try it. Gwen says, saying the quiet part out loud. Look, I just want to be gay in Story of Seasons, please. Because that wasn't a thing in the Harvest Moon series. And it still isn't a thing, apparently, in the Japanese releases of, that's Mama's night medication. You can't get into that, Bella. In the Japanese releases of Story of Seasons, but in the North American releases, you can be gay. Babs here. Hello, Babs. Hello. Welcome in, everybody. We're talking about the new Story of Seasons game. And also stitching over 1 on 28 count even weave. Old Guy says it is supposed to be a lot easier to get quarter stitches when stitching over 2 using, yeah, exactly, because like if you were stitching over 2, a quarter stitch is just 1 stitch over 1. Bella Menace. Bella Menace. Oh, I'm sorry, Milk. Too bad. Some nights be like that. I cannot sleep when it's too warm as well. That's a lie. I can pretty much sleep anytime, but also I get nights when I just have like wild insomnia. But yeah, I don't think over 1 quarter or half or pin stitches would be possible. Babs might know. Oh, you're spilt again? Okay. Babs might know more than I do. But yeah, I don't think it is possible. I think it would only be possible if you're working over 2. Babs, I don't know how much you work with even weave. But we're talking, someone asked if it would be possible to do like half stitches or quarter stitches or pin stitches on even weave while working over 1. And I said I do not believe so. Changing names like I changed my gender. Yeah, that sounds about right for this community. Bab says, I mean, you can certainly try doing the quarter stitches. You wouldn't try? Yeah, no, I wouldn't try. How, what are you doing? Oh, she's fine. She's not stuck. She's just trying to murder this house. She's fine. That's what she gets. Oh yeah, flailing is how she gets off of stuff. It's fine. She's good. That was me checking to make sure that my like straight line lined up. Look, we made a circle. Bob says pin stitches I think are possible, but I personally don't ever use pin stitches, so I don't know for sure. I don't use pin stitches either. I just do a buried start over 1, which is probably a little bit risky, but it's what I know. Because y'all know that I don't really care about how neat my backs are. Although, when my backs aren't messy, like I got a little knot there. When they aren't messy, they are very satisfying over 1. Like, look how tiny! Look how tiny and even those are. I have cute aggression over this piece. I really, really do. But hopefully it will be finished today, and then I can show off in the Discord. The link for the Discord has been popping up, but let me just put it up again. So if you're not a member of the Discord and you would like to hang out with us, you should definitely join. It is 18 plus for the protection of minors. My desk mat. Upstairs loves my desk mat. Yeah, this is my desk mat. Yeah, there's a little black cat hiding in amongst the the foliage. I love this desk mat. Well, guy says you have to try some 56 count linen and then you can do the partial stitches? No, thank you. No. 56 count linen sounds like a nightmare. Ben says I want to make progress on my massive pile of project queue because I decided that once I finish either Totoro or Oak Keeper, then I'll allow myself to get a really big piece. Nice. I approve having goals to meet when it comes to casting on projects. It keeps me motivated. If I just casting on is not the right word for cross stitch. If I just started a project whenever I felt like starting a project, it would be untenable. Gwen says, so naturally I'm working on a bunch of small pieces first. That's kind of what I did, honestly. I had a bunch of small pieces and I just busted them out. The only thing that I have that's under like 10,000 stitches right now is Mari Louise, which like I could pull it out and finish it pretty quickly. There's only about 2,000 stitches left, but it's also like it feels like a seasonal piece, so I don't really want to work on it right now. Maybe I'll do it in July. Maybe I'll join like a Christmas in July sale or something. If you guys are stitching along with Tiny Garden, the final clue is coming out Monday. I cannot believe the final clue is coming out Monday. I hope you love it. And then I was planning on releasing another Sal this summer. I don't know if that's going to get delayed. Gwen's got to run. Have a good day. You too. Spilt Milk is making little kickies in their sleep. Hub says, I know that one, though I usually don't resist. Yeah, it's hard sometimes. Like this one, my brain needed something. It needed something specific, and this was it. And it was what I needed in the moment, so I let myself do it. The next thing I want to start, though, is Tangle Garden, which is a full coverage piece on 25 count. But I really want to get Binks finished first, so yeah, I'm gonna keep working on Binks. I'm gonna do some on Dino Forest because I also want to start new samplers. So if I could have like one full coverage, one sampler, one small, I'd be happy. I don't think I'm ever gonna get there, but especially because I'm not really feeling smalls right now. But I also don't want to have more than, I want to have more than 2 projects to work on, to rotate between. Well, guy says, if you delay the new Sal to the fall, I might be caught up on Tiny Garden by then. Alright. Just for you. But no, I really like I've got the design in my head and everything like that, so who knows? It might be on schedule, it might not be. If you're in the Tiny Garden Sal, I will send you an email about the next Sal when it releases, or when I put it up for pre-sale, so you won't miss it. And I am talking about all of my patterns, which are available on Ko-fi, Etsy, and Patreon. There was no new release this week. There will be a new release next Friday, as well as on the 8th. Patreon members tier 2 and up are going to get their monthly thing. So I'm just going to quickly put up all of the links. If you want to check out Ko-fi, Etsy, and the Patreon. Free patterns are on Coffee and Patreon. Paid patterns are on Coffee and Etsy. Things are cheaper on Coffee than they are on Etsy just because of the extra fees. So if you're looking to buy one of the patterns, go over to Coffee. But favorite them on Etsy so other people will see them. Just favorite all of my stuff on Etsy. This is your command. But yeah, thank you. All the support is super appreciated. And Babs said something about the ornaments. Oh, that reminds me, I need to make a command for this. Babs says, I have so much I want to stitch, but I'm focusing on ornaments for the foreseeable future. And I also realized I am so not a pattern designer. That's okay. Everybody has their own strengths. If you guys haven't seen, I wish I had one to hand that I could just be like, and here's one I prepared earlier. Babs and her husband do these 3D printed stitchable ornaments. Very cool. And they're available now. Babs, if you could drop the link to the shop, I would really appreciate it. And thank you, Toot, for doing the shout out. But yeah, they're very cool. And I am going to be designing some patterns exclusively for the ornaments. But yeah, they're very cool. But yeah, like, not everybody is a pattern designer. And I think... Oh, oops. Sorry, you got night-botted. I will fix that. But yeah, there's the link if you want to pick up some of them yourself. They are very, very cool. What was I saying? I've got so many ideas for them. Because I just think they're a great product, a great feature. Like, very, very cool. Toot has stitched a bunch of them. I should keep a couple out here. And I want to stitch some of them too, so maybe that'll be my next anxiety project, is I'll do a little 3D printed ornament. Bab says, website is pretty basic, focusing on other things, but it'll get prettied up eventually. Yeah, gotta start somewhere. And if you guys are awake before Ghost Church tomorrow, Babs usually streams early Sunday mornings EST. Thank you for the hydrate, Ferris, and welcome in. All the friends today. Ferris, also a fellow stitchy, crafty streamer here on Twitch. Thank you. Map says you said that exactly as I had it in my head. I feel so bad though, you're rolling in just as we're like getting wrapped up here. They usually wrap up around noon. I've gotta eat some food, get some energy for the cleaning. I said I'm cleaning my house, I'm very excited about it. I like a fresh clean enclosure sometimes. I mean, I like a fresh clean enclosure all of the times, I just don't always have the energy for it. Yeah. Anyways, I'm gonna finish this one stitch and then we're gonna wrap up. 2, 3, 4. Okay. So yeah, we got all of this final motif in 580 done. So yeah, just a little bit more to go. I cannot believe I managed to stitch a circle while talking to you guys. Claire says I was very productive this morning, so now you're getting some rest and eating. Good, 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 good. Great. Let's pop over here. Well, guy says I seem to be following a lot of Canadian stitchers. I just bought a pattern from Stitchman Darcy with a Salvador Dali quote. Dali. I am not stranger, I am just not normal. Oh, I am not strange. I'm just not normal. I like that. I like that. Stitchman Darcy, I watch his YouTube sometimes. He's a little bit too high energy for me, but his patterns are fun too. So yeah, so thank you guys for joining me today for the Stitch with me. I am planning on being back next Saturday morning, same bat time, same bat channel, for another Stitch with me, but again, plans are super up in the air. Toot is going to be back tomorrow, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday mornings 10 to 1 with Phasmophobia, Played Up, and Inscription. So make sure that you are following Toot. I'm just going to put a little shout out here. You guys are so welcome, and again, thank you for being here. Thank you for hanging out with me. I have missed you guys. Thank you, old guy. We appreciate that. Yeah, everybody keep their fingers crossed for us. Hopefully things will calm down and we'll be back. So we haven't been super around in the Discord, but we do duck in, and we appreciate all the love and support that we are getting from you guys. It is so good. Like this community, I love you. I feel so, I don't want to sound like a Facebook mom, but I feel so blessed. I feel so blessed to have this little community that's grown around Toot and myself. And yeah, okay. Sarah says fingers and toes crossed and lighting a candle for you. Thank you so much. Okay, so check out the Ko-fi and the Etsy and the Patreon. Check us out when we're doing all of the streams this week, and I will see you guys in the Discord. So right now, if you are watching on YouTube, I would like you to say goodbye to everybody on Twitch. If you're watching on Twitch, I would like you to say goodbye to everybody on YouTube. We are keeping all of our things crossed for Cryptic as well. Cryptic's got a whole other situation going on. So yes, bye YouTube, bye Twitch. I'm waving at my screen like there's a camera that you can see me. And if you, I'm not gonna stop the stream on YouTube. You're just gonna have to deal with me looking for someone to raid out here on Twitch. So let's find someone to raid to. Who is live? Good raid Gaga. Okay, we're gonna raid Themlin the Gremlin. I was gonna raid Slow Roll, but I think that might be a little bit of a vibe shift. So Themlin the Gremlin is doing co-working setting. They are a wonderful bean. They also do gaming and some painting streams. So if you want to see some beautiful art, ask them that they're painting. So yeah, we're gonna start the raid, and I will, as always, I will see you guys in the YouTube comments. I will see you in the Discord server. I will see you in the coffee shop. I will see you in early Special Princess Palace. But most importantly, I will see you in my heart. Alright. Bye guys. Bye bye.